What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again. Tony Digital bringing back another 4K 1440p visual, back with another bang of the day, guys. Man, we have my man Ben Kickz in the building. I will leave a link down below in his channel because he is a good dude. I've met him multiple times just in the sneaker game in general. He's always been a good guy. I've always had respect for him and how he moves. But he actually got Jeff Staples to come on and do a show. Now, I don't know necessarily if he's talking about what's happened recently with Warren Lotas or whatnot, but he does have a pair of dunks in his hand. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with this. We're going to watch this all together. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. This week, we're going to have so much shit popping, man. I'm going to get these videos back in movement. I've been kind of slacking a little bit here and there. I've been going live, slacking on the lives. But this week, moving forward, for the rest of November, moving on, we have releases of all the new drops, like the PS5 and all that. So just stay tuned because content is coming soon, and we might be dropping some Pokemon videos later on as well because I got some big things coming with that as well. But let's get straight to it, man. Shout out to Ben Kickz. Leave a link down below to this video and his channel.
What is good, everybody? It's your boy Ben Kickz back again.
Whoa. Yeah, I got that speed. Shout out to Zaya.
Boy, Jeff Staple with me. So you already know. Shout out to Jeff, huge legend. If you know, you know. If you don't, please get educated.
One thing I gotta say, man, Staple was one of my favorite brands when I started doing YouTube in general. Like it was my, let me make myself a little bit bigger. Sorry, Jeff. I don't know if I should put myself in the middle. I guess I could be in the middle of these guys, right? I'm just chilling with them. Yeah, Staple used to be my favorite though.
Right. And honestly, let's get right into it.
Thanks for having me on, man. I'm excited.
So,
Yeah.
we are gonna have the masks on because it still is COVID. So
Yeah.
you know, just in case.
It is me though. There you go. There you go.
But yeah, we'll be precautious about everything. One of the things that I want to get into with you that obviously a lot of people probably want to know about is you designed a couple shoes with Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it, if you could just explain to those that don't know, what is it like from the top to bottom, the process of actually going into it, designing it, creating it?
I owned two of his collaborations. I own the ones he has on his feet and the ones I seen him show just a little bit earlier on Ben Kickz and was unboxing. Unfortunately, I don't have the first pair, but it's all good.
Sampling it.
He said he's done how many? Or
you could just you designed a couple shoes.
A couple, okay.
You know, if you're lucky enough to get the opportunity to design a shoe with Nike, first of all, going to Beaverton, Oregon, and going to the Nike campus. Have you ever been?
No, I haven't. I actually really want to go. That's crazy.
I mean, to me, growing up, Beaverton, Oregon, and the Nike campus was like the Wizard of Oz. It was like Disneyland. And the closest you could get to it was going to like a Nike Town. Like Nike Town is kind of like a condensed version of the campus. But like finally going there, it's like just the most amazing thing because then you get to see the lab and the field and the Michael Jordan statues and all that. So that's amazing.
Let's just give a quick little just love and support for all the dunks above that we see got going on. From the top, we got the, what's those called? Those are the Canaries or something like that. Tiffany Dunk Low Skunks. It looks like those are yellow lobsters up there. I can't tell. I don't know the one beside it. Freddy Krueger Skunk. What the on deck. And we got tons of Jordans. We got some Grateful Dead, Chunky Dunkies. I see the 7-Eleven joints, purple lobsters, green lobsters. I guess it's red, blue. All the lobsters up and down, I'm guessing. Some Yeezys, Red Octobers. I'm not the best dunk fanatic, so as far as colorways, I could be wrong on a lot of stuff. Red Octobers, Pure Platinums, Blinks. We got some low top red dunks. I can't tell what those are. We got the MCA Off-White. Supreme beside the green lobsters right there. We got the Pandas, which I actually got. Chunky Dunkies, yeah, we mentioned all that. What else I see? These are some Jordan 4s. Maybe some lasers, I don't know. Travis Scott's. Shattered, yeah, tons of stuff. Nice collection.
Just meeting all the people who are sort of behind the technology and innovation behind the shoes is dope. It's surreal, to be honest, because you're sitting there and like most sneakerheads grew up worshiping these kicks that we all love, and then now you got the guy who like designed it, like the OG sitting right there, and he's like, "What do you like? We want to learn from you." And I'm just like, "What are you talking about, bro?" Like,
yeah, I want to learn from you.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy, but like, it's this really great collaboration. And I gotta say, one of the dopest things about working with Nike because we collaborate with a lot of different brands and companies,
Right.
right? And one of the things that always happens that's very common is you do a collaboration, you do a project, and then the person that is hiring you to do something is like, they pull like that old like, do you really like that color? Maybe we should make it smaller, we should make this bigger. Why don't we change the rollout? Like, no, bro, I want this.
You get that a lot when you work with the brands. That's their nice way of saying, like, let's change something about it. And I mean, I've seen it before because I've done a lot of work with brands and did videos, and they throw that in there.
Color, why do you question me on the color? Nike takes the time to choose who they want to collaborate with, but after that, if Virgil's like, I want to cut holes in the shoe, they're like, are you sure we should cut holes? Yes, you hired me, I want to cut holes in the shoe.
Yeah.
You know, and like Nike never questions people like that. Like, look at the Sakai's. The Sakai's happened because Nike trusted Sakai to do that. If Sakai was working with any other brand, they would have been like, nah, you can't. You can't double stack the shit and have it come out like that. They would have, modified it. So that's the dope thing about working with Nike is, when we did the first OG Pigeon Dunk, the brief was, we want you to design a shoe that's dedicated to New York City. That's it. And they were like, yo, we thought you were gonna come back with like the Statue of Liberty or like the subway or something. They're like, they're from Portland, Oregon.
Right.
They're like, why a pigeon? And I'm like, yo, trust me, pigeons, once New Yorkers see this, like, they're gonna get it. I wanted to make something that a New Yorker would get, not somebody who lived in New Jersey or Connecticut would get, And they were like, we don't get it, but we trust you.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so here's where I'm not the type, like, I can take not knowing things all the time. Like, I'm good with that. So the pigeon logo that we know from Staple, that started from the Nike Dunk, because I don't understand why Nike would be confused with them putting a pigeon if that was the logo already. So are you telling me that the pigeon itself was like the beginning of the Staple logo of the pigeon? Like, or was Staple, I'm guessing maybe so, because back when I was rocking Staple, I remember buying Staple and it just had Staple on it. It didn't even have the pigeon. So I'm curious to know if there was a pigeon on the logo before the Nike Dunk. Let me know down below.
Everybody knows what happened after the release, and they're like, Jeff, you were right. Like,
100%.
People went crazy, yeah.
Is the pigeon, like, that's obviously your main logo branding.
Oh, maybe.
Where did that come from? I guess.
Here we go. Thank you, Ben.
You're obviously from New York, but like, how did you spark up with, let me use a pigeon?
So first of all, I always loved animal logos, right? When I growing up, Polo, Ralph Lauren, Lacoste alligator, later on, shout out Mark Echo and the rhino, right? So I always loved animals, and I wanted an animal for my brand. And Polo was really interesting because if you know this backstory around Ralph and Polo, Ralph is actually like a Brooklyn kid. He's like a poor Brooklyn kid. And he always aspired to this lifestyle of a country club, right? But he didn't live it.
Right.
He obviously finally got to go there, but he's always seeing from the outside. And when I was growing up, in the 80s and 90s, kids who would become successful didn't want to go to a country club anymore. They didn't want to play polo.
Right.
They wanted to like teach their kids how to skateboard and rap, And so to me, I wanted to find an animal that embodied the new level of success versus the old way. And no disrespect to Ralph, but it just wasn't about polo horses and country clubs. It was about like, yo, I have a business. I have this incredible like family that's like doing whatever they want to do. My son produces music. My daughter's a pro skateboarder. Like, that's the new luxury, And so for me, the pigeon really represented that hustle, that just like non-stop grind that New Yorkers go through. Pigeons, if you spend any time in New York, you'll see that winter, spring, pigeons are everywhere. They don't give a fuck about humans. They walk around.
As simple as the pigeon is, it's a dope logo. To me, I still love that logo. I ain't gonna cap. I don't rock Staple as much, but I got love for it.
They on your head, they fly over you. They walk down the stairs in the subway. They take the subway with people.
True story.
Yeah, true. Like, you see viral, man. Like, it's really funny. And so I just took borrowed that symbol, made it our mascot. And actually, it was in 2003 that we started to design the pigeon. And it was in the same year that Nike called up and was like, we want you to work on a shoe. Do you have any ideas? And we actually, to be quite honest, we actually went through a...
All right, my bad. Hold on.
It was in the same year that Nike called up. We started to design the pigeon. And it was in the same year that Nike called up.
Damn.
And was like, we want you to work on a shoe. Do you have any ideas? And we actually, to be quite honest, we actually went through a big design exercise of what would make sense. And then at the end, it was actually one of my interns. He was like, yo, why don't we just make the shoe into a pigeon? Like,
yeah.
And I was like, wait a second. Okay, I think you got some like pigeon feet, pink bottom,
Yeah.
you know, gray. It's beautiful.
Wow.
You know, at that time, that SB pack, there was like a Paris dunk, a London dunk, California dunk, right? There was all these other
Right.
dunks. And everyone knows what the Paris dunk looks.
So when he was developing developing that pigeon, that's when Nike reached out. So it's that now it makes sense how it's all working.
It's like, you know, it's like an art shoe, right? And I deliberately didn't want to make an art shoe.
Right.
I wanted to make something that you could wear every day. It was a basic,
Plain.
But it's plain, like if you're walking through the airport, no one will look at it.
But if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you walk through the airport with a Paris dunk, everyone's like, oh my God, those are crazy shoes.
Even those that don't know are still like, what,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
is that?
But I wanted some like, you know, just low pro gray sneakers, but like people who know walk up and like die that you're wearing them. So we started the shoe in 2003. You asked about the process. You know, we started the design process in 03. The shoes were launched in 05, so it took 2 years for the
Damn.
A long time.
Yeah.
That's how long it took for the sample shoe. I mean, the Saucony shoe that we did. We made it like in October 2013. It didn't drop to like 2015. Just like the delays and everything.
It's definitely worth it. It's definitely still to this day one of the most iconic sneakers ever released.
Yep. But just to give you some context, so the second one we did was these black pigeons, and then the third one was the panda pigeon, and the time between the black pigeon and the panda pigeon was 11 months. So
you mean you're saying by the start to finish was 11
yeah,
months?
like when these came out, that's when we started to work on this. 11 months later, they dropped them. So
wow.
They got a lot better.
You sent me this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't have this.
Don't even know, man.
Yeah, but this.
Jeff, did you send me those? Salutes to you if you sent me those. Cause
when I saw this,
can I break down some of the design elements?
Please.
Okay, so here, let me hold this up. So we wanted to. So the idea here, first of all, I gotta give you some backstory. These were the black pigeons. This is the second one that came out.
Right.
After they dropped, about a month later, I started showing on my IG early samples, like up samples that were rejected, right? And kids were going crazy on the rejections.
As far as these, you're saying?
No, these rejected
those.
Samples of this.
Oh, I see.
Okay, that were up. One of them looked sort of like this.
Right.
Okay, and people were like, "Yo, that looks like a panda. It looks like a panda pigeon, right?" Hypebeast, High Snob, they start posting all these pictures. It goes viral. Nike calls me and said, "Yo, let's do something with this." And I was like, "All right, what?" And they were like, "First things first, take that post down." So I took the post down.
Yeah.
And they were smart. They were like, if you take the post down, kids will know that something happened. There was a conversation, right? So it actually added to the thing. So then that's when we developed the panda pigeon, which is this. This was born as a mistake from this. That's the concept from it, right?
Like a B grade.
Yeah, the B grade, the variant,
Right.
So when we did the special packaging for VIPs only, we did this, which actually in Chinese, it says sample. So this is like a sample tag that you would get from China. And the other thing that we did is because this is inspired by a panda, we did this drop first in China and last in New York, which is very different. Like
usually be the opposite.
It's usually the opposite, and I'm Chinese, and it was nice to give something back to my motherland, you know. So it was dope to be able to do this all like.
Those also have like a special engraving on them, that version right there, which I want to know if he talks about it.
Chinese style, and then when you open it,
What does that say right there?
which
This.
this says sample not for resale.
Wow.
Yeah. So we did that, and then when you got the shoes, but look at the red envelope too.
Oh yeah.
So the red envelope, if heads know, during Chinese New Year, they give money in a red envelope that looks like this.
I have no idea.
But I guarantee you, not one has a pigeon and a Nike SB, official SB logo on it. It's amazing.
Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Inside there was some stuff too, I think.
I think we threw some stickers and stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch
I ain't even touched mine. I kept everything in there.
Yep. That's dope.
And then the other big thing about this is
The engraving.
the sample tag, which if you're a real sneakerhead.
That was hard. I was gonna tell you.
You know, not only was it hard, you know how hard this was to get past legal?
Yeah, I'm
course.
pretty
So
sure.
this is like a sample tag that they put in sample shoes. I wanted to with this and change it from sample to staple by crossing out the M and adding in my own T.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So they were like, yo, The other thing is, if you notice on the inside of most shoes that say sample, it says sample not for resale, which means like you can't sell the shoe.
Right.
I also changed that to say not for resell, which is a nice nod to the whole don't resell your shoes, wear your shoes culture. So Nike loved that, and this is what I'm saying is the best part about Nike. Like, no other company would have approved this.
Right.
They would have been like, nah, the lawyers will get mad, we'll get sued, it'll be confusing. Like, Nike was like, let's try it. Especially the SB team, especially SB. They're especially like.
Hold on, man. The hell? His is clear bottom? Hold on. Okay. I don't know why I felt like mine was not clear bottom. I never even peeped that. Am I undestock these? Not really, but they're laced up. Oh no, they got crease in them. I did wear these in, I guess. I was never gonna sell them anyway.
Daring.
As far as the purple,
Yes,
the purple
the purple.
pigeons, right? Most people probably think those are also created by you, because
Right, it's a confusing thing, yeah.
even I call them purple pigeons. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's just
everyone calls them purple pigeon. So this was one that was created by Nike SB without my authorization. Not that they needed it, but I'm sure when they created this, somebody at Nike said like, yo, these kind of look like pigeons, and they were like, yeah, let's just do
Nike.
it.
They do it all the time.
I don't know, maybe someone wants to speak up, but it doesn't matter to me because the streets claimed it. When it came out, the streets were like, those are purple pigeons, and I think it is.
Nike's done that with Off-White, with Virgil on various things. They've done it with the OVO. Remember the OVO 10s and then the Jordan 10 NYCs. All that Nike merch that looked like Off-White after, during the whole thing. Even the Mocha ones, like they Nike knows what they're doing. But I mean, it's business, man, and respect.
That's what I love. Yo, that's what I love, man. That's what I love about street culture is that like, if any company puts out a shoe that has any grade of purple or gray and pink, the comments are like, yo, did Jeff Staple get a check for this? They call it for me. They police it. Yeah.
Speaking of check, actually, another question a lot of people ask me about in general. When you create a shoe at Nike, for example, these or those, anything, do you get royalties from it? Do they pay you? Like, how does it work?
So, okay, great question. And I think I can answer this.
Yeah.
There's one of three ways you could generally get paid from any brand, not just Nike,
Flat
but like
out.
any brand that you collaborate with.
Percentage.
One is a design fee, straight up, this is how much I want, it's a check, flat rate.
So that's, what the hell? Focus on me, Ben. So that's what I got paid with Saucony. I just straight up flat. When in reality, it wasn't the best deal, but back then, I mean, I was it was a blessing.
And you can negotiate that. Second is royalties. So for every pair they sell, you get whatever, $1, $5, $10, whatever it is. Third way is in exchange for
I hope
free
you got
product.
more than $1, by the way. But
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Third.
Exchange for free product. So basically, what he's about to probably say is that he makes the shoe. They make 100,000. They give him 50,000. He sells it himself in the store.
Third way is in free product. So they might say, we can't give you a check up front, we can't give you a royalty, but we'll give you 2,000 pairs of free shoes. And then when you sell that, that's money in your pocket.
Right.
So it's not always one or the other. It could be like an equalizer. Like it could be very little design, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Yeah. So it's all in that negotiation. Yep.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Listen, if I was you, I would have just took all the shoes, as many shoes as I can.
Who knew though? Who knew?
Literally, right? I remember at one time pigeons were like 2,500, 3,000. I'm sure they were even lower before then.
Yeah, 300 on the, yeah.
The question I think a lot of people have been waiting for. Obviously, you did your collabs with Nike, and like we said,
Here we
it's one of
go.
the most dopest exclusive hype shoes on the market to this day. Years later, a decade later. Obviously, we've all been seeing Warren he did a Stussy dunk. He did, what was it, Heineken dunk. And
They're calling them dunks. Ben, watch your tone, buddy.
then he did
Watch your tone, Ben. You about to get this man clapped.
the hottest one of all, the pigeon.
Yeah.
How was it? I don't know if you want to get into it too much, but whatever you can say, like, how was it, like, as far as the process of, like, how did he reach out? whatever you can say, whatever you're comfortable saying on camera. I mean, obviously a lot of people want to know about it, and everyone wants to know what exactly is going on.
Yep.
I'm sure you can't say everything, but whatever you can say, if you want to get into it.
I mean, I'll say I'm always a fan of DIY bootleg culture.
Right.
You know, I just love it. That's how Staple started. And to me, that's where true creativity happens, you know. I once heard Kanye West say, I hope every kid out there bootlegs my shoes, because that's when the next great shit will happen. So I've been a fan of Warren. And
so, sample bootlegging, right? I get they said we've been bootlegging that Air Force One, right? Well, if Jeff can say this, you know, Kanye can say it. It is what it is, but I still see a difference. We'll get into that later.
What he was doing.
Yeah, we got something.
I can't speak much more beyond that because it is, as everyone knows, it's a legal matter now that I can't speak on. It's an open legal matter right now, and you know, I could see the perspective on both sides, but I will say that, you know, brands have always pushed the culture forward, and it's always been uncomfortable for certain parties, you know?
Right, of course.
When Bathing Ape first put out the Bapesta, pulled the swoosh off an Air Force One and put like something that looked like a swoosh and a star. There was the OG heads that was like, yo, that's whack, that's basically a bootleg. Japanese heads were like, no, that's dope, that's Nego, you know?
Dope,
and of course now Bape is like a probably almost $1 billion company, and it can't be stopped at this point, you know? And to me, it's like the difference between, here's my thing, like I always want to just question, why does Nego get away with it, but like when Skechers does a bootleg, it's horrible.
Right.
And it is horrible, I agree. But I'm interested in the question of why, like, a dude in China who's a bootlegger is bootlegging, Skechers is whack, but Nego is dope.
This is
like what?
I 100% get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I still stand on what I stated before. If it's based upon the person buying into the product, into the brand, it's a big difference to me than bootlegging as far as copying and nobody knowing. So basically, it's just as simple as I stated before. Like, if you're making something and it's inspired and it looks close to something else, but people are buying the shoe because of you and your brand rather than them buying because it looks like the thing you're trying to put out, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But if someone buys something, they don't even know anything about the people that made it, the brand, they just buying it because it looks like something else that they can't achieve or they can't get. That's worse than somebody buying something because, what the hell? They buying something because they support the brand that they're buying from. It's just a difference to me, but it is what it is.
And that's where I'm confused why they'd be upset at anything you guys did, but it's more of like to get into the Nego thing, what I just personally think, obviously now, Air Force is obviously like a staple, no pun intended. They're just, that's, you know, obviously it's an everyday shoe, people buy them. I go through a couple pairs a month because they're clean, they go with anything, whatever. So I think Nike, when they saw someone like Nego take that Air Force and just reconstruct literally the swoosh, I feel like they figured, you know, it's bringing more attention and more hype to our sneaker. So I guess they in a way they let it slide. Even though they probably act like they don't want it to.
I just realized whoever doing this audio, man, it's like echoing, bro.
Slide. It really just, it's kind of like the fake industry, right? If I buy this shoe right here, and there's 500 pairs, but 10 million people want to get them. It's bound to have fakes, but you know that when you make that shoe. There's gonna be fakes of that shoe.
Now let's go to like Sabotage and Susur.
Ben must have said some stuff. He had to get that edited out because he didn't finish his story.
Who is not even changing the swoosh.
Right.
They're straight up bootleg. Like they are taking the swoosh. And I love these guys. I've collaborated with them too because I also want to question, why is the guy who made the OG Pigeon Dunk with Sabotage, who is a DIY guy, you know? So to me,
I'm not gonna get into uncharted territory, but I get that. I got that question someone in the back of my head. This is gonna, I can tell, like, going into 2021, this whole situation, this whole thing with Warren has opened up a landslide of this other questions that maybe Nike's gonna have to eventually answer for, bro. But like, what basically what basically is going on, you know, what they're saying is you take Air Force One and then shoe surgeon cuts that Air Force One off and then puts another check on in a different animal material. Is it real? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes the shoe real at some point? The sole? Because, like, in reality, think about it this way. I mean, it's just weird still. Like, what makes it... Basically, I'm going to put it in two different ways, but what makes the shoe real, right? Say that shoe surgeon came in, he replaced this, he replaced that. He wanted to replace this swoosh with a different material. He replaced this with different material. He kept the tongue the same. He replaced this and he painted that. Like, if all these things are changed, what makes this shoe still real at that point? You know what I'm saying? Another better terminology, what I'm saying, this is very weird, right? But what makes you you? Say, for instance, in the future, you can get every part of your body replaced. Your heart goes out, so then they put in an artificial heart. Your lungs die, you put artificial lungs in your system. Your fucking, your kidneys fail, you put artificial kidneys now. You know, everything in your body's breaking apart. What makes you you? Is it your brain, your conscious? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? What makes you you? What happens if, you know, they make a clone of you? Is that you still? Like, you know, it's just, it's one of those crazy scientific questions, but it's based upon shoes. So, you know, what makes shoe surgeons shoe real? Is it the soul? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's a good debate question, a good discussion, and maybe a lot we get into down the road. So hold on real quick. But I just, you know, I've always kind of questioned that. But what is it? Is it the soul? I guess a lot of people would say is this. If it stays the same, but what happens if you replace this soul with another soul? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But shoe surgeon is literally cutting fabric in the shape of swooshes and stitching that on. He's doing a lot. Like, he's doing a lot of stuff. But I don't know. I don't know that one.
Really
it's getting weird. It's getting weird.
That when Nike sues or gets mad, what they're saying is you're bootlegging. You're making people think that they're buying the fake thing. Like, when you go to Canal Street and buy a fake Rolex, you want to floss to your friends that this is real. You want to trick them. No one's buying a shoe surgeon or a Warren Lotas shoe to trick their friends into thinking.
Yeah, it's a thinking.
It's a different thing.
They know that.
You don't go to...
I don't know about the Warren Lotas, but the shoe surgeon, yes. Warren Lotas, I can still, like I said, we would need to do a test, bro. If I go and show that shoe to one of my homies that don't know shit about this, he gonna say it's a Nike Dunk. He's gonna think it's a special edition version. He's not gonna know. Shoe surgeon gonna be like, well, if they don't know who shoe surgeon is too, they probably would think the same. Like, they'd be like, what the fuck? Like, they would confuse that this shoe surgeon shoe actually might look more like a Nike because it's gonna look like a Nike. It's gonna have crazy materials. They're gonna think that it's some special edition as well. So they're not gonna think like, you know, that's a Warren Lotas. Oh, that's dope. They're not gonna say that. They're gonna say that's a Nike Dunk.
Warren Lotas.
They see my shoe with a big ass SMPL. They're not gonna be like, what the hell is that? That's what they're gonna say if they don't know what my brand is. They're gonna say, what the hell is that? And they're not gonna say that's a Nike. They might say, what the hell is that? And then they look and say, is this a Nike? There's no swoosh on it. Like, that's what they're gonna think.
Add $300 item to your cart and be like, oh, he tricked me, man. I thought it was a pigeon. I thought these were the pigeons. I thought these were the Stussies. No.
Come on. I don't know.
Honestly, I like what he did with everything. And at the end of the day, what he's doing really, it's great for resellers. It's great for me because when I'm sitting on 20, 30 pairs of Stussies and he releases a Stussie for 300 or whatever.
Do you find that the Stussies start selling like crazy and they go up?
I find that maybe they don't start selling like crazy, but they definitely go up because what he did is dope.
It brings attention.
A lot more people can buy it for 300. Now, kind of like the Travis effect. When Travis puts on a Stussy, it brings the attention back to the Stussy.
Yeah.
Then it simmers down a little. Then somebody like him comes in, drops that. So now it's back up.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me drop some crazy knowledge on you that loops this all back together.
Please.
So, do you know how Phil Knight started Nike? Do you know why he started Nike? Phil Knight, everyone knows Phil Knight, the founder of Nike.
Of course.
He was a distributor for Asics Tiger sneakers. He was a distributor for the Japanese brand Asics.
So was he taking them and he was taking those shoes and fucking with them with the waffle stuff?
And he started selling Asics out the back of his trunk to all the runners on the West Coast.
Right.
He got so much demand that Asics couldn't supply the demand. And he was like, yo, I need more of your shoes. I need more of your shoes. And they're like, we can't get you anymore. You're selling too well. And he's like, it. I'm gonna take a waffle maker and I'm gonna make my version of what you did.
Right.
And he made it. And the first one was like the Bruin, the Waffle Runner, right? That was the first shoes. Those were bootlegs of ASICs.
Right.
He made the bootleg because the original maker couldn't supply the demand. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound at all familiar to what's happening right now? So Nike Inc., the founder of Nike Inc., is the OG Shoe Dog bootlegger. The whole company is built on a bootleg. I'll tell you this fact, and no one can argue.
Only thing different, I respect that, Jeff. The only thing different is he didn't put no ASIC type of logo. He put a swoosh. They don't look that too close.
On this. If ASIC said, yo, Phil, we got you. 25,000 pairs are coming on a boat right now. You're going to get them tomorrow. There would be no Nike today.
That's too crazy. I feel like a lot, not a lot, 99% of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's facts. It's in this book, Shoe Dog.
What do you think of now when you see your shoe that you first created going for $30,000?
It's a blessing, man. I mean, honestly, I'm still the kid that is a Nike head that just loved collecting shoes. I go to Foot Locker in East Brunswick Mall, New Jersey, and just like save up and buy shoes. And the fact that they invited me to Beaverton, already dream come true. The fact that they said, let's do shoes together, another dream come true.
Right.
And the fact that they let me release a shoe, you have to understand, if they let me design a shoe and the shoe flopped and it was went straight to factory outlet, I'd still be the happiest.
Literally.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I designed the shoe, what did you do?
Yeah.
I don't care that it flopped. But the fact that it's
I got the
sold,
chance to get that.
Yeah.
Flop. I heard from like a little grapevine that you guys have something going on. You have another little possible collab with somebody else.
Yeah, I brought a little treat to show you a little sneak
Can we
preview.
see it?
Yeah, man. You know, this came about because we were obviously in 2020. It is.
Man, let me first say, man, I don't buy staple, like I said, the clothing. I haven't been buying the clothing in a minute, but I will say one thing for certain, bro. The shoe collaborations they've done is in my opinion has always been somewhat of amazing. I mean, they've done Tim's before, they've done Ewing's before, they've done a lot of stuff, bro. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the hell's going on.
It's an election year. It's a very crazy time in the country. And I felt like, you know, I really wanted to do something to get young people out there to
Tim's,
like,
Ewing's,
I don't even care
Nikes.
who you vote for. I'm not.
There's something else
red,
too, though.
blue,
I can't
whatever.
remember.
I just want you to go out there, get the facts, and make a change.
Yeah.
And so I called up my man Dom, who is AKA the shoe surgeon.
AKA legend.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna,
And
it's gonna be something too exclusive then, man.
you know, I said, yo, Dom, we gotta work on something that like gets young people to come out and vote. And I was like, what if we did something together where the only way you're able to get it is by proving that you voted? And I guarantee you, you know what, like, there's a lot of kids who are out there that are already voting. There's a lot of kids that are saying like, no, I will never vote. But there's a group of kids that's like thinking about voting and they just need a little nudge.
A little push,
A little push. This is your little push.
Has anybody ever seen these yet?
No, no one outside of me and Dom has seen these.
So we're gonna be the first ones probably to preview it or show.
Yeah, yep.
That's big.
Yeah,
That's
you
big.
ready?
So for those of you that don't know who Shoe Surgeon is, another
Look
person.
him up.
Please,
Yeah.
just look him up, then come back on the video, finish watching this.
Yeah. So here are the Just Votes. Okay, so you got this beautiful bag here.
It's hard, just votes.
The Just Votes. Whew. So we got
Oh my God.
an SB. Here, I'll let you hold one. I got the other one. We got an SB pigeon dunk with a pigeon rocking the USA top hat.
Wow.
Vote on the tongue. We have this concept where we did a ballot box and the swoosh becomes the check to check your vote off. Vote label here. On the back, you got surgeon in blue. On that side, you got surgeon in red. Custom footbeds with the I voted artwork. Reconstructed on the ice outsole. Hang tag. I mean, kind of enough said, right?
What is that?
Yeah,
What
this
shoe is that?
Yeah, man. So this will be available. So we built a site called justvote.xyz. You go there, We give you all the information you need to learn how to vote, why you should vote, historical facts. Then you got to take a quiz to get into the store to show that you're listening. Once you pass the quiz, you get into the secret shop. There's no other way into the shop besides taking this quiz. Then you get to buy some merchandise. We did some t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. For every shirt and merch piece that you buy, it's a raffle ticket to be able to get one of these 20 shoes for free.
Oh, damn, 20?
We choose the winners, and then the winner that we choose has to prove that they voted.
They voted.
Yep. Photo of you at the voting booth, photo of your mail-in ballot, whatever.
Right.
And then you get the shoes for free.
That's insane.
I just love with the system.
Yeah, this is, I mean, you definitely did that with these. These are, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'll go vote right now.
That's what I want to hear.
Ben, you know you
Wait,
got
are you old enough to vote?
Yeah. I'm gonna vote. This is.
Yeah, man.
Let me see.
Thank you. Yeah,
Let's see if Ben
Dom
gets
and I worked really hard on these. And shout out to
Wow,
Dom,
inside it says I voted with the check is the V.
Yes.
That's hard. That's so hard.
Little details like that, yep.
Wow, 2020, just vote. Yeah, this is.
Keep the hang tag.
What do you think the resale is gonna be on these?
I don't know, maybe 10, 15.
Yeah, it's gotta be something crazy.
Yeah, I mean the sabotages we did last year, the Air Force Ones.
He ain't posting that.
How many pairs of these total?
20. For the year 2020.
Whoever gets my size, I got the bag for. Let me know. Go vote because I'm buying them. Wow, these are this is.
Yeah, I'm happy to show them to you, man.
I can look at these all day. This is actually so dope. The material's crazy on this too.
Oh, you gotta. I mean, you can't do the material over the video.
I need to go see Dom real quick.
So we did. So the leather here, it's inspired by like the ballad.
We got some breaking news, by the way. Breaking news.
Paper.
Breaking news.
I feel it now.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to drop another video right after this.
I don't know. This is just insane. The whole shoe is. And do you have any crazy sneaker stories you wanna share?
Dude, I have so many. This is a crazy sneaker story, So between the OG Pigeon and this Black Pigeon was a long time. It was like a dozen years, like 12 years in between. So it was a really important time. And you gotta back up. When this came out, it was when I saw him here before. Where's the diamonds?
Yep.
Right, the second diamond.
Yeah.
So when this came out in 2017, 2018, Travis just started wearing Dunks. Then the diamonds came out. Then this was coming out. I leaked this at ComplexCon 2017.
Right.
Okay, I just walked around ComplexCon with these and heads were like crawling on the floor. Is that a pigeon on the back of that shoe? Like, what is that, right? And so a lot of people credit the current rebirth of Dunks to this era of Travis, Diamond, and the Black Pigeon.
Yes.
So when we dropped this, I said, you know what? I gotta do a solid to my man who many would argue is the godfather of all of streetwear, and his name is Hiroshi Fujiwara. Of course, you guys might know him as Fragment Design, right, with the 2 lightning bolts. So what we have here is a 1 of 2 edition, where this one has the pigeon on the outside and the Fragment logo on the inside. And Hiroshi has a pair where it's the Fragment on the outside, pigeon on the inside. It's 1 of 2. I mean, it's literally actually 1 of 1 of each. And as you can see, I wear the out of these shoes.
Has anyone ever seen those?
Not this close up, no.
Well, I was thinking they did look a little different.
See, I treat Kickz like they're supposed to be treated. Like I
they're
just wear
Kickz.
them, yeah.
Literally.
I just wear Kickz, that's it.
So you crease those too?
I crease them, I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I'm a creator, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if I hoard my stuff, that'll be the last thing I ever do.
Right.
So like I remember one time I was playing ball, like outdoor basketball in the OG Pigeon Dunks, and like paparazzi was like taking a picture and it was like on the internet the next day that I was shooting hoops in the OG Pigeons.
Yeah.
But I felt like if I cherished and coveted the OG Pigeons too much, I would never be able to design another shoe again because I'd be holding on to this one thing.
To the same thing instead
of so like I just rock them, trash them because I'm confident that something else will come, and it's like
and it does.
And it does. Yep. So don't hold on to the stuff too much, man. Just like
good philosophy.
Do it, be proud of it, and keep moving on.
But yeah, guys, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys go give Ben Kickz a sub and follow, a like. Go check out the video in detail or leave a comment and show some love to his channel as well. He gets hella views. He's doing his Thug Thizzle, but I'm glad to hear something about this. And yeah, man, it's your boy Tony D2 Wild. I'm checking in. I'm checking out. I love y'all, man. I'm out. Peace. Shout out to Ben Kickz.